Okay, so you landed the J-1 internship in New York City. First off, huge congratulations. That's amazing. But now comes the real challenge, right? Finding a place to live. Look, this isn't going to be just another list of tips. Think of this as your strategic roadmap, your own personal playbook for tackling one of the toughest rental markets on the planet.
So if you're feeling that wild mix of pure excitement and, let's be honest, sheer panic about where you're going to live, you're definitely not alone. It is the #1 question every single intern asks. But here's the good news. We're going to take all that anxiety and replace it with a clear, actionable plan.
You know, finding a place in New York is kind of like a video game. And to win, you have to defeat 3 main bosses. First up, you've got the price tag. We're talking notoriously high rent. Then there's the gatekeeper, all those super strict landlord requirements. And finally, the one you really have to watch out for, the scammer, who just loves to target newcomers.
All right, Section 1, the challenge. Before we jump into the solutions, we gotta understand the battlefield.
But here's the thing, and this is the good news. This is a game you can absolutely win. We're going to walk you through 4 simple rules that will give you everything you need to come out on top. So let's get right into it with the first and honestly the most important one.
Okay, rule number 1. This is all about getting into what we call the commuter mindset. Seriously, this is the single biggest change in thinking you need to make. It's the absolute key to unlocking an affordable New York experience. And it all starts by avoiding something called the Manhattan trap.
So the first mistake so many interns make is thinking they have to live in Manhattan. But just look at this number, $2,600 plus. That's what you can expect to pay per month for just a private room. For a lot of interns, that's literally your entire stipend. Gone. But here's what happens when you start thinking like a local. Check out this chart. Living just a short subway ride away can slash your rent from over $2,600 all the way down to around $1,400. That means you're saving up to $1,200 every single month. I mean, think about what you could do with that extra money.
And this really gets to the heart of how this city actually works. New York runs on the subway. A 20 to 40-minute commute, that's not some big sacrifice. It's totally normal here. It's the smart and honestly the most authentic way to experience living in New York.
And listen, you're not sacrificing your lifestyle. If anything, you're gaining a better one. We're talking about places like Astoria in Queens, which has some of the most incredible food and diversity you can imagine. Or Bushwick in Brooklyn, this amazing hub for artists and creatives. Or even Washington Heights in Upper Manhattan, with huge apartments and beautiful parks. These are all fantastic, safe, and super popular spots for interns.
Okay, so now that you've got the commuter mindset down, let's move on to rule number 2, your smart arrival strategy. This one is all about making sure you and your money stay safe from scammers. Seriously, if you remember nothing else from this whole thing, remember this one golden rule. Never, ever send anyone a single dollar before you have physically stood inside that apartment. I'm telling you, this one simple habit will protect you from almost every rental scam out there.
And here's why that rule is so important. Scammers specifically go after international interns. Why? Because they know you're overseas, you don't know the market yet, and you're under a ton of pressure to find a place fast. So what do? They post these gorgeous photos of apartments that don't even exist, at prices that seem way too good to be true, all to trick you into sending them a deposit from thousands of miles away.
But this is how you fight back. This is how you defeat them. Their main tactic is creating false urgency. Your defense? Book temporary housing for your first week or so. That takes all the pressure off. They use fake photos. You go visit apartments in person and see what they really look like. They pressure you to wire money. You insist on meeting potential roommates face to face. See? Your arrival strategy completely neutralizes their entire playbook.
I love this quote because it puts it so perfectly. Think of that temporary housing as an insurance policy. Yeah, it costs a bit up front for that Airbnb or hostel, but that cost is way lower than losing a security deposit, $1,000 or more, to some scammer. It's a no-brainer.
All right, so your mindset is right, your arrival strategy is locked in. Now it's time for rule number 3, assembling your renter's toolkit. This is all about getting the right tools, the right websites, and the right paperwork ready to go, so when you find that perfect place, you can move fast and with confidence.
First things first, please avoid Craigslist. Instead, focus on what we call the Trusted 4 platforms. Need a lease that lines up with your internship dates? Use LeaseBreak. Trying to find roommates? Spare Room is basically the gold standard. For really high-quality, often furnished sublets, check out the Listings Project. And if you're brave and want your own empty apartment, Street Easy is the go-to. Just make sure you use that no-fee filter to save some cash.
Next up, your document packet. You need to get this ready before you even start looking. Landlords move fast and they want proof that you're a good bet. So get digital and physical copies of everything. Your DS 2019, your offer letter from your job, your recent bank statements, your passport and visa. And hey, if you have a reference letter from an old landlord, throw that in too. Showing up this organized makes you look like a pro.
And now, it's time for the final boss, the biggest gatekeeper in all of NYC housing. Let's talk about rule number 4, jumping the guarantor hurdle. This is, hands down, the #1 obstacle for J-1 interns. But don't worry, there are clear ways to get around it.
Okay, so landlords in New York have this really strict rule. If you don't personally make 40 times the monthly rent, which you probably won't as an intern, you need a guarantor who makes 80 times the rent. Let's do the math. For a $1,500 room, that means your guarantor needs to make $120,000 a year. And this is the key part, they have to live in the US. This is exactly why your parents living back home usually don't qualify.
But you've got options. There are 3 great ways to handle this. First, you can use a service like the guarantors. Basically, you pay them a fee and they act as your co-signer. It's a business. Second, you can check out co-living companies like Outpost Club. They offer this awesome soft landing where one fee covers your room, utilities, everything. Super easy. Or third, you can just focus your search on sublets from sites like Spare Room, where someone else already holds the main lease, so you can often bypass the strictest financial checks.
So, what does this all boil down to? It's simple. Knowledge and preparation are your superpowers here. The commuter mindset, that smart arrival plan, your renter's toolkit, the guarantor solutions, these aren't just random tips. This is a complete strategy that turns a super stressful process into a winning one. You know, at the end of the day, living here as an intern is all about embracing the real city. You probably won't have that glamorous Manhattan apartment you've seen in the movies. You might not have a doorman. You will probably have a 30-minute subway commute. But you know what? That is the real New York experience. That's the adventure. Look, New York is a city that rewards people who show up prepared. And now you have the strategy, you have the tools, and you have the insider knowledge to succeed. So really, there's only one question left. Are you ready to go find your keys?